In a city that breathes danger, where gangs rule the streets and betrayal is the currency of survival, one man walked a lonely path. Adrian, a master thief, known for his impossible heists and fearless heart, had one rule: never get close to anyone. But rules are made to be broken. From the shadows, he watched her, Leela, the daughter of the city's most feared crime lord, Don Vera. She stood on the balcony of her family's fortress, the city lights dancing in her eyes. Beautiful, bold, and untouchable. One night, while scouting a new target, Adrian saw her slip near the balcony's edge. Without a second thought, instinct took over. He launched himself across the gap, catching her just in time. Their eyes met, and in that instant, a spark ignited in the darkness. "Who are you?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "Just someone who doesn't want to see you fall," he replied, his own heart pounding against his ribs. That single moment changed everything. Adrian was haunted by her. Every alley he sprinted through, every rooftop he scaled. He saw her smile, heard her laugh, remembered the dangerous fire in her eyes. He knew this was a path to ruin. If her father, or anyone, discovered his growing obsession, it would mean a swift and brutal end. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Their paths crossed again in the chaos of a crowded market. A nervous laugh from her, a warm smile from him, a connection he'd never felt before. Their world became a tapestry of secret meetings. Stolen glances across crowded rooms, whispered words under the pale moonlight, shared coffee on abandoned rooftops overlooking the city that wanted them apart. Each moment was a crime, a forbidden thrill that was utterly irresistible. They were playing with fire, and the world was about to burn. Don Vero, sensing a rival gang's movements near his mansion, tightened his security. He was preparing for an attack, never suspecting the real threat was someone he had trusted for years. When Adrian learned of the impending assault, he faced an impossible choice: protect Leela and expose himself, or stay in the shadows and let her face the danger alone. His heart had already decided. He slipped a note under her door. "Stay inside tonight," it read. "It's not safe. Your father's men don't know who the real enemy is. Why are you helping me?" She confronted him later, her voice a mix of fear and confusion. "Aren't you supposed to be one of them?" "Because I care about you," he said, the simple truth hanging in the air between them, heavier than any lie. That night, hell was unleashed. Explosions rocked the mansion's foundations. Masked attackers swarmed the grounds, their goal clear: kidnap Leela. Adrian moved like a phantom through the chaos. He fought with a desperate ferocity, a blur of punches, kicks, and impossible parkour. He turned the mansion into his playground, using the environment to set clever traps, outsmarting dozens of armed men. The fight was brutal, a symphony of adrenaline and terror, but every enemy he felled brought him one step closer to her. He reached her just as a sniper's red dot settled on her chest. With a guttural yell, he threw himself in front of her, shielding her with his own body as the shot rang out. "You risked everything for me," she gasped, her eyes wide with terror and disbelief. "I'd risk my life 1,000 times, he choked out, "if it means keeping you safe." Rain began to pour from the heavens as they fled across the rooftops, a frantic, heart-pounding escape with death snapping at their heels. They finally found refuge in a hidden, derelict warehouse, soaked to the bone and gasping for breath. The world outside faded away, leaving only the sound of their ragged breathing and the storm. "I know this is dangerous," Leela whispered, her voice barely audible over the rain. "I know this is insane, but I can't stop thinking about you." "Neither can I," Adrian said softly, pulling her closer. Maybe together we can find a way to survive this world." But their sanctuary was shattered. A figure emerged from the shadows of the warehouse entrance. Don Vero. His face was a cold mask of fury, a gun raised steadily in his hand. "Adrian," he said, his voice dripping with ice. "I warned you." Adrian and Leela exchanged a final, desperate glance. Their hearts pounded in unison, a frantic drumbeat counting down their last seconds. In a city built on betrayal, their forbidden love had become their greatest rebellion. But as they stood before the man who held both their lives in his hand, they knew that love alone might not be enough to survive the night. In the city of betrayal, love is forbidden, but when it blooms, it fights back harder than any enemy. They now faced the ultimate choice: fight for their love, or surrender to the war that surrounds them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more.